How you guys doing? You guys having a good night? It's good to be here in Sydney because I'm from Melbourne, which a couple of weeks ago was voted the third most livable city in the world. If you're not Indian. Because it's tense right now in Melbourne with the increased number of attacks on Indians, right? And these have been going on for years, right? But it's particularly tough for taxi drivers. As you know, most taxi drivers are brown. A lot of them are international students as well, and they get paid an average of $7 an hour. They work long hours, put up with crappy passengers all day and night. So every time I get in a taxi, I always ask these guys how they find their time in Australia, but they're always so nice and polite. I'm like, hey, how do you find Australia? And they're like, yeah, it's not so bad. Me and my family are okay here. It's not such a big deal. And I'm like, seriously, you don't have to sugarcoat things. I'm brown, you're brown, you can just be, they're just racist bloody pigs. This is a backwards bloody country. They're just dogs with no manners. Was it left or right at the next traffic light? No cash only, FPOS machine's broken. That's right. Bumped into this woman that I used to work with, right? And in the middle of conversation, she says to me, oh, Nazim, you're Muslim, right? Which means we could never go on a date because Muslims aren't allowed to go on dates, right? Which is ridiculous because Muslims are allowed to go on dates. What's your name? Tulane, you took your time? I'll take you on a date, Tulane. Is that your boyfriend? That's right, he can watch. I'd take you on a date, on a romantic date, candlelight dinner. I'd be sitting here gazing at you. You'd be sitting there, gazing straight back at me. And my mum. And my dad, I guess. Probably the overseas guests as well. Well, I guess what I would probably call a date, in your culture, you might call, what's the word? A wedding, perhaps? I guess what you might call date number one, I'd call wife number one. It's nuts, right? I can't watch Hollywood hostage movies anymore, right? Because they always have the bad dude as some ugly Arab man, right? And stock standard, it just annoys me, right? Like a stock standard scene from one of these hostage taker type movies is always like, hey, Mustafa, let the hostages go and we can sort this out. And the standard response from this ugly, sweaty, stupid Arab man is always like, Yani, we shall not let the hostages go until the White House becomes like a McDonald's or something. But I reckon it'd be so much better, right, if they just mix it up a little bit. Chuck an Indian in there instead, see how he goes. Raj, let the hostages go now and we can sort this out. Sir, please remain calm. I'm bringing up your account details now. Sir, please, sir, I'm going to have to call my supervisor. Sir, I have a difficult customer on the phone. He's giving me high stress levels. You're okay, I'll deal with it. No, sir, no, we shall not let the hostages go until you and your country stop hanging up on us. All we want to do is give you and your country cheap international rates when you're trying to call the UK. Hello? There's a lot of white people here tonight. There's a lot of... I can see you white people. I see white people. A little bit more difficult to see the rest of you, but I can see white people. And I love talking to white people now think they know everything about the Indian subcontinent simply because they've watched Slumdog Millionaire. I've had too many conversations with white people about India, with white people using as their sole source of reference scenes from the movie Slumdog Millionaire. But the worst thing that movie produced, right, was the cover of the song Jai Ho by the Pussycat Dolls. You guys see that? They can't even pronounce the name of the song. It's called Jai Ho, not J-Ho. It's one syllable. But the worst part is, if you watch the video clip, right at the start of the video clip, you see one of the Pussycat Dolls wearing a headband on her head with a single feather in her headband. Wrong type of Indian. This type of Indian, not this type of Indian. You guys have been awesome. My name's Nazim Hussain. Have a good night.